$42. That's what ended it. Not because I didn't have it, because of what happened after I paid it. Nobody talks about this. Dating doesn't just cost you money. It costs you your confidence, your patience, and sometimes your dignity. This is the trap nobody warns you about. My name's Nick. I'm 30, and for the last 2 years, my bank account has controlled my love life more than my personality ever has. I make $28 an hour, full-time. That's a little over $3,000 a month after tax. Rent takes $1,100. Car, insurance, groceries, phone bill. By the time I'm done, I've got maybe $300 of fun money left. Some months less. And dating apps? They don't care about your budget. Every match is another dinner, another drink, another let's split it or should I get this one moment that turns a fun night into a math problem. I used to think if I just worked harder, saved more, dating would sort itself out. I was wrong. The real trap wasn't my income. It was how I was using it and how much I was letting money decide who I was. This is the story of how I almost gave up on dating completely and the one shift that changed everything. After that $42 dinner disaster, I made myself 3 rules, not because some guru told me to, because I had no other choice. Rule 1, no more than $60 a month on dating, total. Dinners, coffees, tickets, everything. Rule 2, I stop hiding my situation. No more pretending I'm fine when I'm counting cents in my head at the table. Rule 3, if someone can't handle Rule 2, they're not my problem to fix. Simple on paper, brutal in real life, because dating on a tight budget isn't really about money. It's about facing what money makes you feel, small, less than, not enough, and I was about to find that out the hard way. Week 1, first date under the new rules. Coffee shop, not dinner, cheap, safe, controlled. It actually went well. We talked for 2 hours over $6 lattes, no stress, no bill anxiety. I started thinking, okay, maybe this isn't as hard as I made it out to be. Total spent $12. Then a text came in. Had fun. Free this weekend for that new steakhouse everyone's talking about? And there it was, the trap. One good coffee date, and suddenly the expectation jumps straight to a steakhouse, a place that would eat my entire month's budget in one sitting. I had 2 options: say yes and pretend everything's fine, then panic for 3 weeks after, or be honest and risk her walking away. I told her the truth. I'm on a tight budget right now, saving for some bigger goals. Can we do something lower key instead? No response for 2 days. By week 2, I'd matched with 4 more people, talked to 2. One ghosted after I mentioned I don't drink much because of the cost. The other actually seemed interested until she asked what car I drove. I told her the truth again. She said, quote, "No offense, but I need someone more established." End of conversation. That one hurt more than I expected, not because I wanted her specifically, because it confirmed the fear I'd been carrying since I was 25, that without enough money, I wasn't enough, period. I started wondering if the problem wasn't my budget, maybe it was me. Week 3, I almost quit, deleted the apps off my phone, told myself I'd focus on saving instead. At least money doesn't reject you for having less of it. Ironic, right? My friend Marcus called me that week. He said, "Bro, you can't judge all women off 2 bad matches. That's like judging your whole career off 1 bad shift." He had a point, but it didn't feel like 2 bad matches. It felt like a pattern. Then Marcus said something else that stuck with me. Man, the problem isn't that you're broke. Plenty of broke guys are dating just fine. The problem is you're dating like you're apologizing for existing. That one landed different. 3 weeks in, this is where I was. 2 rejections tied straight to money, 1 ghosting, a budget that felt more like a leash than a plan, and a growing voice in my head saying, maybe you just don't get this until you're making more. I thought about my last relationship. It ended partly because I always felt like I was behind. Behind on gifts, behind on nice restaurants, behind on the life she thought we'd have. I told myself back then it was about her. Sitting alone that night, I realized some of it was about the story I kept telling myself about my own worth. That was the lowest point, not the rejections, the moment I almost believed they were right about me. The next morning, something shifted. Not some big dramatic moment, just a quiet decision. If money was going to be part of my life anyway, I was done being ashamed of it. I was going to make it part of my story, not my apology. New approach, 3 changes. 1. Lead with confidence, not disclosure. Instead of, sorry, I'm broke, it became, I'm intentional with money because I'm building something. Right now, that means budget-friendly dates, and honestly, they are more fun anyway. 2. Plan dates that don't feel like consolation prizes. Free outdoor concerts, hiking trails, cooking together instead of eating out, museum free entry days. Not cheap substitutes, genuinely good experiences that happen to cost less. 3. Filter faster. If someone's first 3 questions are about my job title, my car, or where I take people to eat, I don't chase it anymore. That's information, not rejection. This wasn't about becoming a different person. It was about stopping the performance of being someone I wasn't and trusting that the right person wouldn't need that performance in the first place. 2 days later, new match. Sarah. We talked for a bit, and instead of dodging the money conversation, I brought it up myself before it became a problem. I told her, fair warning, I'm on a strict budget right now, saving for a few goals. First date's going to be a park walk and coffee, not fancy. That cool with you? She replied, honestly, refreshing. Most guys just disappear or lie about it. It was the best first date I'd had in over a year. No bill anxiety, no performance, just 2 people actually talking. Total spent $7. Over the next month, we went out 6 times. Total spend across all of it, under $50. And for the first time in 2 years, I wasn't measuring my worth by my wallet. The wild part, Sarah told me later she'd turned down a guy the same week who took her to an expensive dinner and spent the whole night on his phone. Money was never the actual issue. Presence was. I'm not saying budget dating is easy. Some people will still walk away because of what's in your bank account, and that's going to sting every time. But I learned something that mattered more than any dollar amount. The people worth keeping around were never testing my wallet. They were testing whether I'd hide who I really was to impress them. If you're out there right now, avoiding dating because your income doesn't match some imaginary standard, I get it. I lived in that fear for 2 years. But here's what nobody tells you. Confidence isn't a number in your bank account. It's how honestly you carry the number you actually have. Budget the money, sure, but don't budget your honesty, and don't budget your self-respect. Those 2 things are free, and they'll take you further than any expensive dinner ever will. If this hit something real for you, drop a comment and tell me the moment you realized money wasn't really the problem. I read every single one. Same time next week, same honesty, new challenge. I'll see you then.